The truth about downsizing and decluttering. What no one tells you, but you need to know. As we move through different stages of life, there comes a time when we begin to reassess our priorities. For many of us in our later years, the decision to downsize or declutter our homes and lives is not merely about getting rid of things. It's about reclaiming space, time, and clarity. But the truth about downsizing and decluttering is that it's not as straightforward as it seems. It's a deeply emotional and transformative journey, one that holds challenges but also rewards beyond measure. Let's dive into what no one tells you about downsizing and decluttering, but what you truly need to know to navigate this process with grace, purpose, and peace of mind. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The emotional side of letting go. Letting go is one of the hardest yet most liberating experiences we face as we age. Downsizing is not merely about sorting through belongings or deciding what stays and what goes. It's about reckoning with the memories, emotions, and stories tied to each object. Every item has a past, a connection to a moment, a person, or a feeling. That old rocking chair in the corner isn't just furniture. It's where you cradled your first grandchild. The wedding china you rarely used isn't just porcelain. It's a symbol of family gatherings and celebrations of love. To downsize is to navigate this deeply personal terrain, and no one can prepare you fully for the emotions that surface. The truth is, downsizing asks us to confront our lives in a way we may not have done before. It's a process of reflection, one that brings both joy and sorrow. You'll rediscover forgotten treasures and relive moments of triumph and tenderness. But you'll also feel the sting of what has been lost, opportunities missed, loved ones gone, and the relentless march of time. These emotions can be overwhelming, even paralyzing at times. It's normal to feel conflicted about parting with items that seem to hold your history within them. You may find yourself asking, if I let go of this, am I letting go of the person I used to be? Am I losing a part of myself? These are heavy questions, and they deserve space to be acknowledged. However, here is a profound truth. Your memories and your identity are not in the objects themselves. They are in you, woven into the fabric of your heart, your mind, and your soul. The quilt your grandmother made will always remind you of her warmth and love, whether it's folded in a drawer or passed on to someone else who will cherish it. Letting go of an item does not erase the love or the experiences tied to it. When you approach downsizing with this understanding, it becomes less about what you're losing and more about what you're making room for. The process is not about erasing the past, but about curating it. It's about choosing what to carry forward into this next chapter of life, a chapter where the focus shifts from accumulating things to cultivating meaning, relationships, and experiences. One way to honor this emotional journey is by taking your time. Don't rush through the process or try to declutter your entire home in a single weekend. Sit with each item, hold it, and let its story wash over you. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, whether they're of joy, sadness, or even relief. If it helps, share the experience with someone who understands, perhaps a family member or close friend who can reminisce with you and offer support. Another way to ease the emotional weight of downsizing is to find meaningful ways to part with your belongings. Consider passing them on to loved ones who will appreciate their history. That dining table where your family gathered every Sunday. Maybe it's time for your daughter to host her own memories around it. Knowing that these items will continue to bring joy to others can make letting go feel less like an ending and more like a transition. For the items you choose to let go entirely, think about their purpose. Donating them to a charity or giving them to someone in need allows their story to continue. That sweater you loved but no longer wear could provide warmth to someone who desperately needs it. When you view downsizing as a way to share your abundance with others, it becomes an act of generosity rather than loss. Above all, remember that downsizing is a deeply personal journey. There's no one size fits all approach, and there's no deadline for when you should feel ready. It's okay to hold on to certain things if you're not ready to let them go, and it's equally okay to release them when you are. Trust yourself to know the difference. As you move through this process, you may be surprised by what you discover, not just about your possessions, but about yourself. Downsizing is as much about emotional growth as it is about physical space. It teaches us to prioritize what truly matters and to embrace the freedom that comes with living more simply. In the end, the act of letting go is not about loss. It's about love. It's about loving yourself enough to create a life that reflects who you are today and loving your family enough to leave them with a legacy of clarity and intention. Downsizing isn't just a practical task, it's a gift to yourself and to those you cherish most. 2. Why downsizing can be liberating. There is an undeniable freedom in letting go. Downsizing is not just about reducing the number of things you own or moving into a smaller home. It's about shedding layers of complexity and discovering a simpler, more intentional way of living. It is an opportunity to reclaim your life, redefine your priorities, and find clarity amidst the clutter that has quietly accumulated over the years. When you think about it, every object in your home demands something from you: your time, your energy, your attention. That antique cabinet you've kept for decades might be beautiful, but it also needs to be dusted, polished, and moved whenever you reorganize. The boxes of forgotten treasures in the attic silently weigh on you, reminders of tasks left undone. By choosing to downsize, you're not just clearing physical space, you're unburdening your mind and soul. Many people worry that downsizing means a loss, but in truth, it's the opposite. It is a way to gain more of what truly matters. Imagine waking up in a home where everything has a place, where the weight of disorganization no longer presses on you. With fewer possessions, there's less to clean, less to maintain, and fewer distractions vying for your attention. What you gain instead is time: time to spend with loved ones, time to pursue hobbies, time to simply sit and enjoy the quiet of a well ordered life. Downsizing also has a way of helping you reconnect with your values. In our younger years, many of us were caught up in the pursuit of more space, more belongings, more accomplishments. But as we age, it becomes clear that more isn't always better. In fact, it's often the opposite. A smaller home with fewer belongings can feel like a breath of fresh air, a space that invites you to focus on what's truly meaningful: relationships, health, personal growth, and experiences. The freedom that comes from downsizing isn't just practical, it's emotional and spiritual. By letting go of the things that no longer serve you, you create room for the things that do. That might mean making space for a cherished craft or hobby that have been tucked away for years. It might mean simplifying your schedule so you can spend more time with grandchildren or old friends. Or it might simply mean giving yourself permission to rest, to embrace the peace that comes with having enough. It's important to remember that downsizing is not about deprivation. It's not about denying yourself the things you love or need. It's about curating your life so that everything around you has a purpose and brings you joy. Think of it as designing a life that feels lighter and more fulfilling, a life where you are no longer tied down by the weight of excess. One of the most surprising aspects of downsizing is how it shifts your mindset. As you begin to let go of physical possessions, you may find yourself reevaluating your habits and choices. Perhaps you'll discover that you no longer feel the urge to shop for things you don't need, or that you're more thoughtful about the items you bring into your life. This transformation can be deeply empowering. It's a way of taking back control, of ensuring that your life reflects your values and not the expectations of society or advertising. For many older adults, downsizing is also a way to regain financial freedom. A smaller home often means lower costs for utilities, taxes, and maintenance. It can free up resources to travel, pursue passions, or simply enjoy the security of a more manageable lifestyle. In this sense, downsizing is not just about simplifying your surroundings. It's about creating opportunities for a richer, more rewarding life. But perhaps the most profound gift of downsizing is the clarity it brings. When you strip away the unnecessary, you can finally see what's most important: the relationships that sustain you, the memories that make you smile, the passions that give your life meaning. These are the things that remain when the clutter is gone. Downsizing allows you to focus on them fully without the distractions of stuff. In the end, downsizing is not a sacrifice, it's a choice to live with intention, to embrace simplicity, and to create a life that feels aligned with who you are today. It's about understanding that true wealth is not measured by the things you own, but by the experiences, connections, and peace of mind that fill your days. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you open the door to a life that is lighter, freer, and infinitely more joyful. And that truly is the ultimate liberation. 3. The challenges no one talks about. Downsizing may seem straightforward. Just clear out the things you don't need and move on. But anyone who has gone through this journey will tell you that it's far from simple. It is not merely a process of decluttering your home, but a deeply personal, often emotional experience that can test your patience, resilience, and resolve. The truth is, no one fully prepares you for the unique challenges of downsizing, and yet it is within these challenges that the most profound growth occurs. One of the first and most daunting obstacles you will face is the sheer enormity of the task. Decades of accumulated belongings can feel overwhelming, as though you are staring up at a mountain with no clear path to the top. Each item you pick up holds a memory, a story, a connection to another time in your life. It's not just about deciding what stays and what goes. It's about confronting the passage of time and the emotions tied to it. Then, there is the emotional roller coaster that comes with downsizing. At one moment, you may feel energized and ready to tackle the task, but in the next, you may be brought to tears by the sight of an old photograph or a letter from a loved one. These moments can be both heartwarming and heart-wrenching. They remind you of the richness of your life, but they also force you to confront loss of people, places, and chapters that have passed. You might also feel a deep sense of indecision, paralyzed by the thought of making the wrong choice. What if I need this someday? Or, how can I let go of something that meant so much to me? Are questions that will inevitably arise. It's important to recognize that this self-doubt is normal. Downsizing isn't just about the physical act of letting go. It's about coming to terms with who you are now versus who you were when these items were part of your life. One of the most underappreciated challenges of downsizing is the physical and mental fatigue it brings. Sorting through years of possessions requires energy, focus, and a willingness to revisit memories that may be painful. It's easy to feel discouraged or even defeated at times. This is why it's crucial to pace yourself. Downsizing is not a race, it's a journey. Taking breaks, asking for help, and celebrating small victories can make the process more manageable and less overwhelming. Another challenge that often goes unspoken is the fear of regret. What if you let go of something and later realize you shouldn't have? What if the decision to downsize itself feels like too much of a leap? These fears are natural, but they shouldn't hold you back. Trust in your ability to adapt. Most people find that they rarely, if ever, miss the things they let go of. In fact, The clarity and freedom they gain far outweigh any fleeting moments of uncertainty. Perhaps the hardest challenge of all is confronting the deeper meanings behind your possessions. Why do we hold on to so much? For many, it's not just about the items themselves, but what they represent: security, identity, or even love. Downsizing forces you to examine your relationship with stuff, and in doing so, it offers an opportunity to redefine your values. It's about realizing that you don't need to hold on to everything to honor the life you've lived. Your memories, your love, and your legacy are not confined to objects. They are carried in your heart and shared with the people you cherish. But with every challenge comes an opportunity. The process of downsizing is as much about letting go of mental clutter as it is about physical belongings. It's about breaking free from the constraints of the past so that you can fully embrace the present. Each decision you make brings you closer to a lighter, freer version of yourself, a person who is no longer weighed down by the what ifs and maybes of life. And within these challenges, there is also unexpected joy. Sorting through old possessions often brings moments of nostalgia and laughter. A forgotten photograph can spark a flood of happy memories. Sharing the process with family or friends can strengthen bonds and create new stories to be told. There is beauty in revisiting the past, even as you prepare to move forward. Downsizing is not easy. It requires courage, patience, and a willingness to face emotions that may have been buried for years. But it is also one of the most rewarding things you can do for yourself. It is a chance to reflect on a life well lived, to honor the person you have been, and to make space for the person you are becoming. The challenges are real, but so too are the profound gifts that come with overcoming them. In the end, downsizing is not just about reducing what you have, it's about expanding what you value. It's about creating a life that feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with who you truly are. 4. The common pitfalls. Downsizing is often portrayed as a straightforward process of simply decluttering, but the reality is far more nuanced. Many people embark on this journey with the best intentions, only to find themselves entangled in unexpected challenges. These pitfalls are not just logistical, they are emotional and psychological barriers that can derail even the most determined efforts. However, understanding these common missteps can transform the process from one of frustration into a meaningful, reflective journey. One of the most pervasive pitfalls is the inclination to do too much too quickly. It's tempting to approach downsizing as a project that must be completed immediately, especially if a move or a major life transition looms ahead. This urgency often leads to burnout and hasty decisions that can result in regret later. Downsizing is not a task to be rushed. It is a process of careful thought and intention. It's about acknowledging the life you've built and making choices that align with the life you want to lead now. Another trap many fall into is trying to do everything alone. Downsizing is a monumental task, not just in terms of physical labor, but also emotional weight. The reluctance to ask for help, whether out of pride, privacy, or the belief that it's your responsibility, can make the process far more daunting. Enlisting the support of trusted family members, friends, or even professional organizers can not only lighten the workload, but also provide a sense of shared purpose. The act of going through belongings together can spark meaningful conversations, shared memories, and a renewed sense of connection. One of the hardest lessons comes from the mistake of bringing too much into a new, smaller space. It's easy to underestimate how much room you'll truly have or overestimate your ability to adapt to a more minimalist lifestyle. The result is often a home that feels cluttered from the start, undermining the peace and simplicity you hope to achieve. This pitfall can be avoided by carefully measuring your new space, visualizing how you want it to feel, and making deliberate choices about what to bring with you. Perhaps the most profound mistake is waiting too long to begin. It's a common refrain: I'll start when I'm ready, or I'll deal with it someday. But as the years go by, the task grows larger, and the emotional weight of facing it increases. Waiting too long not only adds unnecessary stress to your life, but also limits your ability to fully enjoy the benefits of downsizing. By starting earlier, even in small ways, you give yourself the gift of time, time to make thoughtful decisions, and time to embrace the simplicity and freedom that come with living with less. Finally, one of the most overlooked pitfalls is falling back into old habits after downsizing. The act of decluttering is only part of the journey. Maintaining a simpler lifestyle requires a shift in mindset. Without addressing the reasons behind past accumulation, whether it's emotional comfort, societal pressure, or a simple lack of mindfulness, you risk undoing all your hard work. Breaking the cycle of excess means being intentional about what you bring into your life moving forward and focusing on the deeper fulfillment that comes from experiences, relationships, and purpose rather than possessions. Recognizing and avoiding these pitfalls transforms downsizing from a mere chore into a meaningful and transformative experience. It's not just about what you are letting go of, it's about what you are making room for: clarity, peace, and a life aligned with your true values. 5. Practical tips for success. While downsizing can be an emotional and logistical challenge, it is also an opportunity for renewal and intentional living. The key to navigating this process successfully lies in preparation, mindfulness, and a focus on the bigger picture. Practical strategies are essential, but they must be infused with a sense of purpose and heart. Downsizing is not merely about organizing your belongings, it's about reshaping your life to reflect what truly matters. Start by creating a clear plan. Before touching a single item, take time to outline your goals and vision. What do you hope to achieve through downsizing? Perhaps it's a more peaceful home, financial freedom, or the ability to focus on relationships and hobbies. Defining your why will serve as a guiding light throughout the process. Write down your goals, create a realistic timeline, and break the task into manageable steps. This roadmap will keep you focused and motivated even when the process feels overwhelming. Begin small and build momentum. Tackling an entire house at once is a recipe for burnout. Instead, start with a single area, a drawer, a shelf, or a single room. Completing small tasks creates a sense of accomplishment and builds the confidence to move on to larger projects. Each success is a reminder that progress is possible, no matter how daunting the task may seem at the outset. When sorting through your belongings, be intentional and honest with yourself. Ask questions like, does this item serve a purpose in my life today? Or does it bring me joy? Use the three pile method: keep, donate, discard. Items in the keep pile should reflect your current needs and values, while those in the donate pile can bring value to others. Be thoughtful about your discard pile, ensuring that items are recycled or disposed of responsibly whenever possible. Acknowledge the emotions that come with letting go. Downsizing is as much an emotional process as it is a physical one. It's natural to feel a mix of sadness, nostalgia, and even guilt when parting with items tied to memories. Take time to honor those feelings, but remind yourself that memories are not contained in objects. They live in your heart and mind. For particularly sentimental items, consider taking photos or writing down the stories behind them. This allows you to preserve the memories while freeing yourself from the burden of the physical object. Enlist help when needed. Downsizing doesn't have to be a solo endeavor. Family members, friends, or professionals can provide valuable support. Their presence can make the process more manageable and even enjoyable. Sharing memories and stories as you sort through belongings can turn the task into a meaningful bonding experience. If you prefer professional assistance, organizers can bring expertise and objectivity to the process, helping you make decisions more efficiently. As you make progress, keep your focus on what you are gaining rather than what you are losing. Downsizing is not about deprivation. It's about creating a life that is lighter, freer, and more aligned with your values. Picture the peaceful home you're working toward, the freedom from clutter, and the time and energy you'll reclaim. Let these images inspire and sustain you. Finally, celebrate your successes along the way. Every box cleared, every decision made, and every space organized is a victory. These small achievements add up to a profound transformation, one that will bring clarity, peace, and fulfillment to your life. Practical tips are not just tools. They are the foundation of a process that is as emotional and spiritual as it is logistical. With patience, intention, and a focus on your greater goals, downsizing can become one of the most rewarding journeys of your life, a step toward a simpler, richer, and more meaningful way of living. Conclusion: a journey toward freedom and fulfillment. Downsizing is not merely about decluttering a home. It is about rediscovering yourself, reclaiming your time, and realigning your life with what truly matters. It is an opportunity to honor your past while creating space for the present and future, a journey of transformation that reaches far beyond the physical realm. At its heart, downsizing is an act of love. Love for yourself, for the life you've lived, and for the possibilities that still lie ahead. It allows you to shed the weight of unnecessary possessions, clearing a path toward clarity, peace, and freedom. Each decision you make during this process is a step toward designing a life that reflects your values, embraces simplicity, and prioritizes the people and experiences that bring you joy. Yes, the journey is emotional. It requires courage to let go, resilience to face the memories tied to your belongings, and faith in the new chapter you are creating. But within these challenges lies a profound beauty, the realization that your worth, your memories, and your identity are not tied to the things you own. They are found in the love you've shared, the lives you've touched, and the moments that have shaped you. As you downsize, you are not just clearing space in your home. You are making room in your heart and mind for new experiences, deeper connections, and a renewed sense of purpose. The simplicity that comes with living intentionally is not a sacrifice. It is a gift that allows you to focus on what truly matters and live each day with greater ease and contentment. Let this journey be a celebration of your life, of all that you've built, all that you've cherished, and all that is yet to come. Approach it with patience, with gratitude, and with the knowledge that you are creating a legacy not only of possessions, but of thoughtfulness, wisdom, and love. In the end, downsizing is not about what you are letting go of. It is about what you are making space for. It is about the freedom to live more fully, the clarity to appreciate what you have, and the courage to step into a future that is lighter, freer, and filled with the things that truly matter. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.